So good morning everyone from Lelystad, the capital city of Flevoland. The province of Flevoland is pretty new. It is the smallest province in the Netherlands. It was artificially built after the Netherlands decided that they wanted to take over the land that the sea had stolen over the centuries. Flevoland was a Roman province, but then it got swept out by the sea, and then there was a project in the 1980s to regain that land. So this province is the newest province in the Netherlands and possibly one of the newest ones in Europe, and it's completely artificial. Like, all this land that you see here is from the 80s. So one of the most important cities in the Netherlands is also here. It's Almere, but since there's not much to see in Almere other than modern art, we are not gonna visit it. Also, it's a bit we need to drive further. We are gonna visit Lelystad. I think not the center, maybe yes, but there's not much to see because it's a pretty new place. But we are gonna go to the Batavialand. Batavia means Holland, the Netherlands in Latin. So it's all about a museum that we can go to with the museum card, where you can learn about ships and about the sea. I guess also about regaining land from the sea. There might be some exposition about it, and afterwards the Luchtvaartmuseum, so the flight museum, or AvioDrome. I don't know the names of the museums, never mind, it's about planes. There are some very family friendly activities here in Flevoland if you want to visit it, and there might also be beaches because it's next to the sea. There are two villages or cities that are older than Flevoland because they were islands before the whole province was built. One of them is Urk and another one is Schokland. We will try to visit those places later. Those are the only two places in Flevoland that have a bit of history, but other than that, this whole province, if we had come 40 years before, it wouldn't have existed. So this is how it looks here at Batavialand. Next to it there's also Bataviastad, which is an outlet shopping mall where you can buy clothes and other stuff for a lower price than you would at normal retail stores. Today is Ascension Day in the Netherlands and in Germany, maybe all around the world, which is when Jesus went to heaven. And it turns out that there are several choirs in Urk, and they are singing today. And this Saturday is the day of Urk, but we're not gonna be there for Saturday. So but anyways, you see there's quite some history. This is the fashion outlet here in Lelystad. So this is the skyline of Lelystad. It's imitating a typical Dutch style, but of course it's newer. This is the gastronomy of Lelystad, or of Flevoland. Subway, Dunkin' Donuts, snacks and patat. Behind me is the man who designed this city, Lely. Mr. Lely. That's why it's called Lelystad. So welcome to the Batavia Museum. Ja.
Ja.
Dankjewel.
Helemaal goed.
Heerlijk rustig.
Dank u.
Ja. Here you can see a timeline of how Flevoland evolved. So it was this, and there was even more land here, but it got swept out by the sea. So in the Roman times you still had some land, and then during the Middle Ages it got swept out by the sea, and then there was nothing here in the Middle Ages until they had to reconquer the land through Cornelis Lely. Nowadays it's a famous province because of being regained from the sea. Here you can see that they also have the content here in the Chinese language. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you much about it. I just know a couple of characters like the, zi, i, ge, I guess, ren, and that's ma, but I don't know much. But if you know Chinese, or if you're Chinese and you're watching this video, then you can come here and read about the whole story. So you can see the Romans came, they left some bracelets or collars, pots. So it does have some history, it's just that it got removed by the sea. Of course there was opposition to not build the dikes that would dry up the sea so that Flevoland is gained back from the sea, but in the end they did not have much success. As you can see, they started in the 1940s. And I think they were not very affected by the Second World War, although they did get conquered. Yeah, there was a kind of battle at the dike of Lelystad, possibly one of the most famous dikes in the Netherlands. But then they gained it back from the Germans, and then Lelystad became the capital of the province in 1986. Mr. Lely actually planned to build the dike somewhere else between Wieringen and Piam, so you can see here, but in the end they did it between Zurich in Friesland, another province in the north of the Netherlands. So you can see here it was gonna be a bit lower, but they decided it to be a bit higher so that it dries up a bigger surface. Many materials, people and money were needed to make the dike between Friesland and North Holland to create the province of Flevoland. But in the end it was a success. Of course, we don't know if it will stay like that, because the sea might want to regain the land from Flevoland. And that's a picture of the dike. You can play here. Oh, yeah. Let's see, how do I move this? It's a bit tricky. This is the landscape from here. You can see many smaller dikes and ships sailing today. In the background, I mean, I cannot zoom in much more, but you can see some spots there. It's Amsterdam. So this is the model of a ship from the Middle Ages, when Flevoland was part of the sea. You can see it's pretty big. Might be a realistic scale. Of course, it's much bigger in person. And this is how it looked back then. The ships would come through here, bridges that could be opened or closed, and yeah, a normal Dutch town with that type of houses, windmills. And this is a kind of workshop where they do the models of the ships. It's not paid work because it's from volunteers. And this is the structure of a ship. We are in the shop right now. You can see they do their own beer here, among other things. Yeah, they also have a model of the 7 provinces, a very famous ship from the Middle Ages. You can go inside and check it out, so that's what we are gonna do now. And this is how it looks here with all the ships and the sea over there. Here in Flevoland. Yeah, and this is how it looks inside. It was a bit scary to go up to the ship because the stairs are very steep, but we made it. Especially for me, it's very scary because I have vertigo. And this is where they had the cannons. They would shoot at other ships, castles and cities from here. Maybe also store the ammunition.
This is the storage area of the ship. It's very narrow. Ow.
Yeah, because of the diet of the crew on the boats, it was very common to get scurvy. So, and this was the other side of the ship. This is where the captain normally ate dinner with other people from the ship. So we are done with the museum, where we learned a lot about Flevoland and about the Dutch maritime history, and now we need to look for a place to have lunch. You can see, since Lelystad itself is not a very interesting city, this place for shopping and museums is quite popular, so you have a lot of traffic trying to get into the parking lots, but we parked in a residential area. It looks as if in the end we do check out the center of Lelystad, because we found a place where we can eat lunch. So it's in the center itself, where we're gonna eat, so we parked nearby. Yeah, you see here very modern buildings, the houses as well, from the 80s. So here you have a very big jumbo. I don't know if it's already built or if it's planned. A museum of some sort. So we are sitting here at Brownies and Downies, which is a place we also visited in Zwolle. It's a chain of restaurants where they hire people that have kind of problems to react socially with others, like people with Down syndrome, but also Asperger and other kinds of syndromes. Since Flevoland or Lelystad is not very well known for its gastronomy, we just ordered some bread, some hamburgers, sandwiches. So we just ate lunch at that place. Yeah, the bread was a bit too hard, but I mean, cannot be perfect. That kind of place is more specialized in helping out people who do not find a job because of their syndrome of things they cannot change because they are born with them. So I mean, it's nice to support those places, even if the food is not very special. And now we're going back to the car, and since it's already quite late, it's 3 o'clock, we need to see, I mean, we're gonna change plans. I don't think we're gonna check out Urk and Schokland, because museums close at 5, so I think we're not gonna make it in 2 hours. So we might need to see where we're gonna go other than that, and maybe we go to those places, more historical places, either on Saturday or another day. So a last sight of Lelystad, the capital of the province of Flevoland. Bye bye, Lelystad. Well, that was another province capital, Lelystad, the capital of Flevoland. To be honest, we didn't really like it. No, it was a bit. It has a strange vibe, a kind of dystopian atmosphere. A planned city, so to say. It didn't have character architectonically. It's a very boring city, and I mean, we do not like that type of places. I did hear that Almelo, a city also in Flevoland, which is also very modern, very new, from the 80s, I think, is much better. It has a lot more to offer, but it was a bit too far away. We didn't have the time to visit Urk and Schokland, but maybe we go another day, because they do seem like quite interesting places. Schokland is a village that doesn't exist anymore because the sea kind of destroyed the village. If you're more into that type of thing, like modern architecture and kind of utopian, dystopian cities, yeah, then Lelystad might be for you.